Hi, I'm Ashley Crook.
I'm Tom Crook.
This is Crookies and Milk, part of foodfaithlife.com. We are doing a video outside today.
Yeah, if you watch the previous video, where it's a Saturday morning, and our kids are inside. That this is a perfect time to just go outside and make a few videos, because we've wanted to do this, and we've tried a few times.
And our 16-year-old's watching them.
Yes,
so
of course.
They're not
Yeah, in case you're wondering, they're taking care of.
You never know. So you might hear some noises outside, some birds, the lawnmower across or next door, maybe some music. But we have to find time. This is it.
This is it.
So, subject today. I'm gonna.
She's gonna surprise me
with one, and I can't think of one, but
surprise.
Hold on.
I've got nothing to say.
That's a shock.
Yeah, that actually surprised me.
About you. I mean, the thing is, what's funny is that you do have nothing to say a lot when I have a lot to say, and maybe that's a good subject. Thanks for leading me into that. Okay. I have a good idea.
I don't even understand what you mean, but
is that
I'm ready.
I do talk a lot, and sometimes I'm met with phone. Pretend there's a phone in my hand.
And I can't right now because it's right over there.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's close to you. Your baby's close to you. Don't worry. It's near you.
She's watching us.
This is Tom's hand. Okay.
And I think carpal tunnel now.
This is how it's stuck with a phone, right here. So here's the thing. I'm talking. I think I'm saying something important. Yet Tom is looking at his phone like that, and he doesn't look over or acknowledge that I said anything. And then I repeat it, and he's like, "I know, I heard you." And I'm like, "Yet you don't look at me or acknowledge that I said anything." So thanks for that, because that feels real good. And then it's like, well, you talk way more than I do. So yeah, Tom does talk a lot when he's interested in a subject. But when it's something like, just kidding, that was me.
Well, I feel
I would. You would kill me because you'd like my phone.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I would.
If that were real, she would be on the floor.
I know, broken, and then that would be it. The end of our relationship.
I've brought this up before. I mean, I don't know. I think if you watch old sitcoms, you always see Dad with the paper. I feel like men have always found a way to sort of,
have unhappy wives.
Well, to not have to. Well, I mean,
engage in their life.
Okay, I might. I don't want to go too far because I realize I know who our audience is here.
No.
I mean, if I had to look in your eyes every time that you were talking, that'd be all I do.
Right. Because I talk all day.
Not all day, but But you know what? I do listen all day.
To.
And that's the thing is that I don't know how other women are, or men, but I don't listen with my eyes. Ashley does, and she needs me to listen with my eyes.
I can't look at you because I'm looking at you because you're talking.
Right.
That's like a respect thing. I don't know.
See, that's your opinion.
Okay, but no. If our kids if they were talking, or you were talking to them and they were not looking at you, you would say, "Look at me, look at my eyes." And you would say, "How do I know that you heard me?" Because you didn't respond.
Fair enough.
Right? And you want that. Why? Because that shows a sign of
respect.
Respect. Oh!
I'm following your lead.
Well, yeah, because that's obviously where I was going with it. Here's the thing. I talk more than you, but I feel what I'm saying is important, and ladies, they know what I'm talking about, because here's what happens. 2 weeks later, the thing I was talking about comes up. Ooh! And I say, okay, it's time. I got to go to my appointment, or whatever it was that I told you. And you're like, what? You didn't tell me that you had that today. And I'm like, I only did 5 times before this. Well, I didn't hear that.
That's got to be really frustrating.
It's extremely frustrating.
You know what? I love it when I'll say something, and you'll respond. You'll say, "I didn't even know you were listening to me. You heard all that?"
That does not happen.
Doesn't that melt your heart?
When does that happen? Oh, when it's once in a blue moon, I'd be like, oh my gosh,
happens.
Yeah, you knew that was happening? But that's, and I think, okay, here's the thing.
Like,
I've talked to women, though. That is a common
loves
problem.
me again. She's like, oh my gosh.
He listened to me.
He heard
That's all
me.
I need. My life is so pathetic. That's all I need is that my husband listened to me and knew something was happening.
No, you're a lucky woman.
I am a lucky. I know. Yeah. Keep drilling that into my brain.
You are a lucky woman.
Listen. No, I know. It's a common.
That's actually it's something funny that I get told a lot, and it's
what?
It's not like it's not true.
What do you get told a lot?
That I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky. Tom, do you know how lucky you are? Good. Tom, you're so lucky. Ashley is just such a wonderful woman. Oh man, you really lucked out. You hit the lottery, Tom.
People don't tell you that all the time.
They tell me that all the time. And as polite as they think they are being, my self-esteem goes like this because, I know.
You've got low self-esteem.
Because, what am I? I am
nothing.
I couldn't possibly have earned your companionship on my own merits. I had to somehow stumble into this by luck.
That is not what people are trying to say.
And of course,
I've never heard somebody say
you're so stupid. I'm really extrapolating here. You are so stupid.
Me?
That you don't know who you're with.
That's true, I think sometimes.
I'm lucky and she's dumb. That's what they're implying.
I'm dumb and a saint, apparently.
And a saint,
I've never heard somebody say that. I don't know what they're talking about.
Well, they have said you're a saint. I thought they were talking about the kids. Being...
What?
People have said, Ashley's a saint.
Why?
But maybe they are talking about...
Because I have so many kids?
Because you've endured me and not...
Yeah, maybe they're saying exactly what they feel.
But I told someone, because someone said that to me, and I responded, yes, Ashley's a wonderful woman, but she chose me, so, I must be pretty great.
You are great.
And they don't really respond. They just like, yeah, that's nice.
Okay, that's nice. I think that's very nice that people say that, but you are really great. Now I got to boost his ego. See, this is another thing. This is another man.
I don't have to do that.
Thing, or is it just you?
It's just me.
Okay.
I'm so lucky to have someone who wants to build me up on camera when people are watching.
No, this is a low point. No, I'm just kidding. I think that's nice that people say that. Obviously, it's still recording, but the low battery sign came up.
You're good.
Okay. I think that's nice that people say that. I don't know. I think it's wonderful that people think I'm a good woman, and I appreciate that. But it does sometimes put pressure, like, well, what do they think of me? Is this something that, am I, exuding something outside my home that I don't really feel that I am? But I am very self-critical.
Yeah.
So I don't see anything. I
feel like we all are. Most of us.
I feel like maybe I'm a little. I just don't. I don't see that in myself. That I try to be a good person. I try to have compassion. I try to have empathy.
Wonderful people are humble like that.
Well, I'm saying it's not. I'm not like, no, I'm not like a wonderful person.
And then they'll say, and she's just so humble.
You're embarrassing me. I don't feel that way.
They don't know her like I know her.
Exactly. Oh, yeah, that's it. Exactly. All those bad, evil things, I think. No, I don't. I think I work on it. I think that I try.
You do.
I really do try, but I don't feel like I'm a great person. I feel like I try to be. I feel like that's why we're on this earth, right? Is to be a better version of ourselves by the time we get to heaven. Hopefully we've improved in some way. That's how I feel. I feel that obviously, if people say that about me, obviously the person I'm with is a good person. You do have a good heart. You really do. You do a lot of things for people.
Or I'm your cross to bear.
Yeah, that's not. I have got too many crosses to bear. You are not one of them. Honestly, I don't think I would have made it through. We shouldn't. This is going to get too deep. But I don't think I could make it through a lot of life's issues that I've had if it weren't for you. I wouldn't have.
Yeah,
I
vice
wouldn't
versa.
be the woman I am today because honestly, you've been with me more than half my life.
Yeah.
And when I met you, it was like a breath of fresh air. When I met your family, it was like a breath of fresh air. Like, there are other people like me, and there are people who, you know, not that my family, I know my family loves me, but it was just like, excuse me, like this, I don't know.
Well, it's nice to find
You
some
kind of did
place
save
you
me
fit
that I could-
outside your family.
Yeah, where I
you
could
know?
be myself. I could be just, you know, like one of the first dates we had, I went to church with your family.
Yeah.
That was the first time I met them. So I'm standing.
There's no better place. You know,
that's
everybody's on their
actually-
best behavior.
That's actually really funny. That's a funny story because we met. I was a little bit late because I got lost driving there
Yeah.
and to your
Surprise,
house.
surprise.
Yeah. So
Well, she was 17, I think.
Yeah, I was like
so.
17, but it was one of our first dates.
What?
Are
There
those minions floating in the sky right now?
There's minion balloons floating over our house.
That's funny. All right. Anyway, so this is one of our first
You
dates.
don't
We
see
had been
that every
dating
day.
maybe 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And so I don't know like how your church is. Our church, basically you go up to communion and then you walk back around, right, to the other side. And as they're walking, they're all in a straight line, his entire family, the first time I'm meeting them. And I don't go to communion because I wasn't Catholic at this point. So I stood outside the pew. So I'm standing up, like in the side of the pew, and they all
You did that
walk.
right.
Yeah, I know. I think you told me. They all walk toward me, which seemed like forever, and then past me into the pew. So like they each got a good view of who I was, and you know, that was our first meeting, and
Yeah.
that was a little bit awkward. I feel
I
like
think we went out to dinner afterwards.
they all singly like walked past me, and we went to dinner.
That would be awkward.
Yeah, I think we went to dinner afterwards, which was pretty common for your family.
Yeah.
Your mom loved going out to dinner and being with family.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that it was just you and I fit. You know, we met. It was like we met our first date. I thought, okay, that's it. We are getting married. I am marrying this guy. I know that sounds scary, but I made it happen.
Which is why I said that I don't. This is maybe moving a little too fast.
You did not. Oh my gosh, no. I think
No, I was.
our second date. I think you were like, oh, I'm going to marry her.
I had a need for speed.
Yeah. No, my gosh, that is the opposite completely
Yeah, I know.
of your personality.
I know.
I don't know. What are we even talking about? Doesn't matter, I guess.
I've enjoyed it.
Yeah, this is nice. So yeah,
Yeah, I
you
think
are a
that's
great person.
why
You fit
our relationship has endured. We met young, but it was
Yeah.
it was that we had met people who were just like us, and it was like, you know,
Yeah.
like you
I
can't
mean,
imagine.
We're very different
it's-
in many ways, but this.
Oh, absolutely.
But I do think that in our core, our hearts, something about it is so connected
Yeah.
and similar.
Yeah. And I'm sure
Oh, there's so many people. I think-
couples who've been married a long time
Right.
have that. You can't imagine, you know, it's like life before you was just in preparation
Right.
to be with you.
Yes,
you know?
I definitely believe that. Yeah, we met and it was just, I knew, my heart was like, yes, this is it. And then each year we get better. And yes, we have moments, there are definitely ups and downs. There are moments where I feel like, you know, maybe I've had a baby, or we're going through a cycle, or we don't feel as connected. And then it just always comes back and we're always back to that connection.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful. And you know, I had a friend ask me, like, what is that relationships? If you're opposites, does that work? Is it better if you're the same, or if you're opposites? And I'm like, it doesn't matter. I don't think it matters. I think it's about love and respect. And
Yeah, I feel there are some things where if you differ in opinion,
there are some core things that are
some
difficult.
core values where
It's
if
gonna
you're
be
not
harder.
on the same page, you know,
Absolutely.
things aren't going to work.
Right.
But if the one thing that you have most in common is your relationship and your appreciation of it and your love for the relationship and the other person within
Right.
it, you'll never go wrong. You know, and
No.
you know, even if you disagree on issues, if the basis of your relationship is respect and
Mm-hmm.
love, then how can it ever go wrong? And being somewhat selfless, and that's
Yes.
that's hard.
That's hard.
That's really
Yeah,
hard.
like
Sometimes we go through that. There are times where I wanna do everything for her, and then there are other times, and I can't believe I'm admitting this. So I'm like, do that yourself. You feel selfish, and that's never right.
Gas. Is that what you're talking about?
No. I don't mind pumping gas.
I know, but that's the thing.
But
I had a friend that got married, and I told her that. It's not a 50-50. It's not a 100 to 100.
No, never.
It's sometimes I'm 70 and he's 30. That doesn't happen a lot. But lots of times you're 90 and I'm 10.
And that's okay.
I'm 100 and you're 0, or you're 100 and I'm 0. And that happens. And I'm not talking about long periods of time. I'm talking about there might be a moment in time.
But the point is that in those moments, the relationship is still 100%.
Yes,
yeah.
Because
I'm going to say something that probably doesn't make sense, but if it's, if you're giving 45 and I'm giving 45, then that 10% that's left is what destroys a marriage. Mm-hmm. So I mean, I don't know. I'm just kind of making that up.
So smart, so deep. Wow.
Well, we should end this before I say something stupid.
No. Just end it now. Server. I wanted to say something too about love, because I heard it once on the radio.
I think we're almost out of time though.
Oh, okay. The first time.
Go ahead. Take all the time.
It's about love. Okay. Love. All right. Listen to me.
I love it.
Listen. So I think it was Mother Angelica. I don't think she's the only person that said it. That was the first time I heard it. Was that love is not a feeling. Love is an act.
Yeah.
And I think when you think about it like that I am physically going to push myself to do something for this person and to continue for my family.
Yeah. I've heard that too.
Even when you're not feeling it, that is when you get through those hard times and you thrive. And that feeling does come back. And maybe it doesn't, but you push through. And I mean, we've had some moments like that, I think, where you just have to keep pushing. Not all the time. We have a pretty good relationship, but that happens. And I think that was so just eye-opening for me hearing that
it's that love is an action.
Yes.
It is not an emotion.
I know, like I said, it's been said before. I know there was probably a saint who said it before, Mother Angelica.
There's all know. That's what's you quote somebody and it's like it's been.
I'm not quoting. I'm not saying it was her. I'm saying that's when I heard it the first time.
Yeah.
But I think that's so beautiful when you really think about it. And if young people would think that, okay, this is not something that I'm just feeling right now and I'm in love, and then it fades and you're like, oh, gosh, he was doing all these things when we were dating, and now, gosh, who did I marry?
Right.
And, real life happens. People have jobs. People have real responsibilities. And that feeling cannot keep that marriage going forever.
No.
So, I don't know. I thought that was wonderful. And, I think what you said, too, if people aren't giving as much as they can, and then you have something extra left over, and what is that? It's kind of an emptiness.
It's a void.
And it grows. And then you grow further and further apart.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
Yeah. So I forget what our subject started on, but...
Yeah,
wait, you led us away from that subject. Where men don't listen to their wives. I am realizing this now. You are good. He is good. This conversation is not over. I'm going to talk about it later.
And I don't even remember any of that. Surprise.
All right. That's
this has been fun.
Yeah.
We'll do this again.
Yeah, this is
Hope
fun.
everybody has a wonderful, joyful day.
Yeah, I hope so too.
And go love.
Go love. Go love someone.
And get some milk and cookies and just enjoy them.
Yeah, that sounds good.
We love it. One of my favorite seventh.
There's actually only one. Look at that. Who left a soggy one bite of a cookie and it's soggy?
Me.
That's disgusting.
One of my favorite episodes of Seventh Heaven. Do you remember that? Where they
Seventh Heaven? Yes.
Yeah, where they all dip. It was like every moment, the whole episode, they were eating Oreos.
What? No.
Don't you remember that? If you're a fan,
I love Seventh Heaven.
You'll remember this episode. I think it was in one of the later seasons, but it was just like the whole episode. They would sit down and eat Oreos and twist them off and dunk them, and
that sounds awesome.
It was kind of a humorous because it tapped into something that everybody enjoys milk and cookies or cookies and milk.
Yeah, I do think
hopefully.
I remember a commercial like that, the Oreo commercial.
Yeah.
All right.
Have a good day.
Let's get Oreos next time, like I said we were gonna do. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. Good. It was fun.
No, it's not stopping. I cannot stop this.
It stopped.
No, it's not. It's going.
We'll figure this out.
You're going.
I'm just actually going to
No, I'll do it. Okay,
the
fine.
button.